objects and classes. At the end of this session, you will know what is classes and objects and how to create them, and what is the different types of access specifiers, what is methods and constructors. Okay. And coming to the prerequisites, if you know the just Java basic coding, then it is enough for this session. So coming to the what is, and before starting explaining the what is class and object, we will know what is object oriented program. So if you write any program based on the classes hierarchy of classes, then it is called as object oriented program. If you write any program by using PVP, or technical term will tell you how to publish your video. So coming to the object oriented program, it is a method of program based on the hierarchy of classes. If you write any program based on the by using classes and objects, then it's called object oriented program. So what is an object? Object is it is a thing which contains a state and behavior. So if you take any example like a bird or dog or cycle, anything, so which contains a state and behavior, then it's called object. So for example, if you take dog, it has some color, white color, and it has a belt, so and it has a behavior of barking, so then we call this as object because it has state and behavior. So similarly for the bicycle and the bird. Oh, just take a 2 minutes time and note down any 10 real world objects, like for example, if you take system or laptop, mouse, or any cell phone, anything, it's a real world objects which contains the state and behavior. So just take a 2 minutes time and note down the real world objects. Yes or else no. Okay, fine. Okay, what about Bapatla and high tech? Okay. So then we'll come to the class. So okay, Bapatla. And so we know that what is an object. So how to create object, and for which you will create object. So you will create object for the class. So what is a class? Class is a blueprint of or prototype from which objects are created. So for example, if you take a bicycle, it has the same set of blueprints, so like color and the 2 tires and belt, so it has same blueprint, so that every bicycle has the same model. So it's an real world example. So we'll take a example program how to create a class and object. Share my desktop. So public class example, public static void main, And now we'll create a object for this example class. So syntax for the creating object is example is the class name, ex equal to, its ex is object name, new example. So this is the syntax for the creating of object. So example is the class name. So for this example class we are creating an object. Ex is the object name, but new is a keyword which is used to create object, and it will allocate memory for this. And example, we'll just put a print statement, system.out.println. Object is created. Let's save it as example.java. So just run this program. C Java C example.java. So no errors. Java example. So object is created. It is the syntax for the creation of object. And let's extend this program again. So we'll take another class like class example1. In example1 class. So now we will create a object for the example1 class called example1. So same syntax, example1 equal ex equal to new example1. So let's run this program. Java C example.java. Yeah, sorry. So let's declare int a equal to sum. Java example. One second. Okay. So in this class we are creating an object for example1 class. Example1 ex equal to new example1. So this is an example for the how to create objects and for the class. Please work out on this problem. Create a class called bicycle and just create an object for that. So everyone please complete this task because we'll extend this program in the coming slides. So please, everyone, please complete this program. I hope everyone installed the Java in their systems. So please complete this task because we are going to extend this problem again. So coming to the access specifiers, so what is an access specifier? Access specifier defines the boundary and scope of the method or a variable and class. If you define any class as a public, or I think in the previous session Chopra sir covered the private and public classes. So we'll discuss more deeply. There are four types of access specifiers in Java. There are public, private, protected and default. So if you see previous example, in the class we'll define it as public because if you declare any class as public, you have the accessibility throughout your program in packages, subclass and other packages also. So let me explain what is subclass. We will cover this subclass in more clearly in the coming sessions. So if you suppose there is a class called class A. If you extend this class B extends class A, then class B is a subclass of class A. So that is subclass. If you declare it as public, you have the access throughout your program in packages, other packages and subclasses also. Public classes, methods, fields can be accessed from anywhere in your program. And if you declare a variable as private, you have the access only in the. If you declare any variable as private, then we have the accessibility only in your class. In that class only. We will not access that class in the subclasses or packages or any other place. Coming to the protected methods are only accessible from the within subclass and the same class and in the same package only. It is not accessible from the other packages. If you don't declare any variable if you don't give any access specifier, then it will consider as automatically it will consider as default. So for default access specifier, you have the access throughout your program in classes, methods and the package where it belongs, not from the outside of the packages. So if you look at this table, if you declare variable or method as public, it will access in same class, same package, subclass and the other packages also. Protected, it will access in same class, same package and subclass and not for the other packages. Default, it will access from same class, same package but not from the subclass and from the other packages. Private, you will have only access from the same class only, not for the same subclass, same package or the other packages. So you have any doubts regarding objects or access specifiers? Till now, you have any doubts? Sri Chaitanya, please type your question in question tab. Sri Chaitanya, please type your question in the question tab window. Okay, access specifier with examples will cover more clearly in the encapsulation. In that we will know what is how to declare private variable and public classes. We will cover more how to declare a variable as public protected in the next session, in the encapsulation session. Okay. So coming to the methods, yesterday Venkatesh Chopra sir covered what is a method. So it's basically if you give an input to the or pass arguments to the method and it will give you an output. So it is a set of statements that will execute. So how to create or how to define a general syntax for the methods? We'll define it as modifier. General syntax is modifier, return value type, method name, and the list of parameters. And you will write the code in the method body. For example, public int sum a comma b, where public is a modifier access specifier and int is the return value type. So if you don't have any return value, then you can put it as void. Method name is sum and the parameters are a comma b. We will look in the example program in the next slide. There are two types of methods, built-in methods and user-defined methods. So built-in methods are part of the compiler package. So for example, system.out.println, system.exit, because in this example we'll put it as system.out.println object is created. It is a default package that is created by the compiler or JDK. So we cannot override or we cannot use these methods in your program. And user-defined methods are created by you and the programmer. So you can define any method name which is not already in the package and compiler package. So I think many of you know C language. So in C we have the pass by value and pass by reference, but in Java we have only Java is strictly pass by value, because we are just passing the values to the method. Pass by reference means using the address value. So we are not using the address in Java. So in Java it is strictly pass by value. So if you look at this example in the right side, so method 1, statement, method 2 and the statement. So first method 1 will execute and it will return some output, and then method 2 will execute. So you can create as many number of methods in your program. And the methods are method overloading and method overriding. So just we will see how to create an example, how to pass the variables in the example program. So public class method example. Public static void main string args. now we'll create an object. So before that, let me create another class example. Now we'll create an object for this class. Example ex equal to new example, int a equal to 10, b equal to 12, and we'll call a method ex.display, passing arguments as a comma b. Now we'll create a method display in example class. Void display int x comma int y. If x greater than y, system.out.println else so save it as method example.java. So if you run this program, java c method example.java 17. So java method example, value of y is bigger. So we are declaring values as a equal to 10 and b equal to 12, and we are calling a method called display in the example class, passing the values a comma b, and here we are receiving that values in a different name int x comma y. You can use it as a comma b also. And just if x greater than y, then we are printing value of x is bigger, else value of y is bigger. and I hope this program is clear to you. And so if you have any doubts in this example. Yeah, okay. So in the previous program you created a method in bicycle class. So let's extend that program and create two methods called object and sound and color, and just print the statements. Put a print statements, and I hope it complete in 10 to 15 minutes. Extend the previous program to create a methods and print statement. Put a print statements. A method called sound and color, because just create a method sound and just print a statement as string string or like that. Create my another method color and print it as red or blue. Yeah, okay. Is everyone completed the task? What about BNR and Bapatla, Sri Chaitanya? This is very simple program. Yeah, okay. Okay. So as I said earlier, there are two types: method overloading and method overriding. So what is a method overloading? What will happen if you define same method in the class? Then it's called as method overloading. You are using the same method name again and again, but it should be different in the parameter types and the number of parameters you are using. The previous example, you create a method called display, and passing the arguments of type of integer. So if you want to overload this method, you can pass you can change the number of variables, arguments, and the number of parameters and the parameter types. Method overloading is useful when we need to do the same something based on the same method type. If you are using the same method again and again but differing the parameter types, then you go for the method overloading. Now we will just look at the sample program and how to create a method overloading. So now we will extend this program. So will define it as string name equals to string place equals to Hyderabad. And again I am calling the method display of name comma place. So void display. Here we are receiving the methods. The argument string m1 comma string place 1. System dot out dot println name is this name 1. System dot out dot println save it and execute this program. One second. Yeah. One second please. Sorry. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, PVP. So if you run this program, Java, so value of y is bigger and name is Bharat and place is Hyderabad. Thank you, PVP College. So coming to the overriding, in the overloading you have it is different their parameter types and the number of parameters. So, but coming to the overriding, you can use the same parameter types and the same parameter names. So we will know the what is method overriding in the coming sessions. Oops concept. When we cover the oops concepts, then we will clearly explain what is overriding. So definition is method reading is happens only with the same name, same signature between the inherited classes. So when we explain the inheritance classes, then we clearly explain the what is method overriding and how to use that. In the method overloading at the time of compile, we'll know which one. So it is differing their method number of parameters and parameter types. So at the time of compile, program will know and it will automatically call the methods. But in the overriding, the time of runtime program will know. So it is called as overriding is called as runtime binding. So in previously you created a bicycle task. So please extend that and create another method called sound and implement it using method overloading. Please extend the previous task and implement it using method overloading. I hope everyone completed this task, method overloading. Okay, no problem. Okay. And the next topic is constructors. Am I audible to everyone? Please type S in chat box. Or else no, if I am not audible. Yeah, okay. VNR college? What about Sri Chaitanya and VNR and VR? Am I audible? VR college, please adjust your camera. Okay. And VNR, please adjust your camera. Yeah. So next concept is constructors. I hope Venkatesh sir almost covered this topic, so we completed it fast. So what is a constructor? Constructor is a special method that is used to initialize newly created object. So what will happen if you don't create an object for the class? So compiler will automatically create the constructor for this class if you don't create anything, any constructor. So how to create constructor? There are some rules to create constructor. The first one is it has the same name as the class. So for which class we have to create the constructor, the name should be equal to that class name, and it should not have any return value because constructor did not return any value. So even void type is also not allowed. Every class has at least one its own constructor, because if you don't define any constructor, compiler will automatically create a constructor without any arguments. As I said, constructor will, if you don't define, compiler will automatically create a constructor. Hello, Bapatla College. Okay, construct. This is the parameter that is used to access the variables. This is the first line in the. If you want to access the variable from constructor, then it is the first line using this dot. By using this dot x, x means the variable. If you want to initialize, or if you want to this dot x equal to 10, so that means you are accessing the value of x. So let's see an example program on constructor. Let me share my desktop. Let's create a class called T1. Okay, before that create another class, class T2. So let me create an object for this class T2. T2 x1 equals to new T2. So as I said earlier, you can create as many number of objects for this single class. So T2 x2 equal to new T2 of, I am passing a value of 3 integer. Then let me create another object T2 x3 equals to new T2 of suppose 3.0. So double. So here I am writing the constructor T2. This is the general syntax. So class name is T2. So here the constructor name is also T2. So no return value for constructor. So just print system.out.println without arguments. t2 of int n, because we are passing the value of 3 with integer parameter double n. We are passing a value of 3.0. So with double parameter, save it as t2.java, t1.java. Okay, if we execute this program, sorry, there is a mistake in my program. So let me explain this program. So if you create an object for this class, so first x1 object will be created. So here we are passing without any, we are not passing any variables. So first this constructor will execute. So the first output is without arguments. Maybe I think I did not close some brackets here. So we are running out of the time. So I will explain this program. So next we will create another object called x2. Here we are passing the value integer value 3. So with next output is with integer parameter. So similarly for the x3, if you don't define any, if you don't create any constructor, compiler will automatically create a constructor without any parameters. Thank you PVP again, sorry. And what is the difference between constructor and method? Constructor will create an instance of a class, and method, it's a set of statements. Constructor cannot be abstract, you cannot declared as final or native or static. But method can be declared as static final, because if you declare a method as final, you cannot change that method. And constructor did not have any return type value, but method can have. It has integer, string, or anything. Constructor name is same as the class name, and method it is defined by the user. There are some coding standards to follow how to define method, how to put a name for the method. So generally method's name begins with a lowercase by convention. So generally it depends on the program that you written. And this is the workout problem. Anyway, we will give, there is a practice session at around 3:45 to 4:45 or 5. So at that time we will practice this session, practice this task. So because we are running out of the time, we have another session also based on encapsulation packages. So I will show you this problem on practice session. So in this session we covered what is classes and objects, how to define methods and constructors. Okay, you have any doubts? If you have any doubts, please type in chat box. This is the output for the previous program. Without arguments, with integer parameter and with double parameter. Thank you, PVP. Any questions in this session? Okay, what about VR and VNR, Sri Chaitanya? And VNR have a question, explain about static and public static void main. If you declare any method as static, first that method will execute. So if you want to execute any method before main method, just put a static before that method, then that method will be executed. This is the reason why always main method will execute first. If you declare any method as static, then that method will be executed first. So main method will always execute first. Yeah, okay. VNR Vijay college asks, explain about static in public static void main. If you declare any method, we'll generally write public static void main, because